How is everyone doing on the Chillin' News Network? And I know it's been a while, folks, that we've been out here, but I thought this week we really should do some picks. And, you know, things have happened that we haven't been able to be on lately, but we're still working on a normal schedule. Well, let's go to these picks. The first game of this week. And, at some point I want to give my thoughts on the NFL in general this year, on who's going to be in the playoff run or who's going to make it far in the playoffs. I think, with the brief time here we have, Houston's really come on. Their defense, and defense wins championships. Offense is okay for Houston. It kind of reminds me of the Baltimore Ravens that one year when they didn't have such a great offense, but their defense was really good. And that's how they beat the Giants in the Super Bowl. Well, but this time Houston has a good offense, a good enough offense. They could be a factor in the AFC. The NFC, we are leaning. Let me see who's. Okay, we could all say, if you look at the NFC picture here, Green Bay, who had that big win over Chicago. Chicago lost, so Detroit, Tampa Bay loses to the Saints last week. I normally say Rams and Seattle are the best shot in the NFC, but the next 4 games for the Rams and Seattle is pretty brutal, so I'm not so sure. They'll be severely tested. Well, at least the next 3. I think they're playing the Falcons, so not every game, but a lot of the games are going to be tough for the Rams and Seattle, maybe even San Francisco. Green Bay's the one. See, it changes every week, folks. Last week it looked like it was Chicago was going to be the team to beat, and the Colts. Now they both look like they're going to be reeling. Now this week, it looks like it's the Packers and Denver on a collision course for the Super Bowl. But coincidentally, Denver and Green Bay are playing this week. So we'll already get to see a Super Bowl possible preview match this week. And I find that hard to believe that Green Bay and Denver are even playing each other this year when Denver's been playing only the NFC East. Very peculiar. So I guess because of the new schedule, they squeeze in another team for the NFC. Anyway, that's a big game, Green Bay and Denver. Hard one to pick for sure, like most of these are this week. Aren't they always? But we only have so much amount of time to get in, so let's get into it. Atlanta and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay needs a win bad. And you know what? I don't think they're going to get it. I think Atlanta will be fired up this week and will beat the Buccaneers. I don't really have a score in that game. I just have a feeling Atlanta will win. Sometimes you do these picks, you can also go by your gut instinct. I feel Atlanta will win. It's a primetime game. They'll be pumped. Arizona and Houston, well, I cannot pick Arizona here. Houston, a 9-point favorite, will beat Arizona. Jets and Jags, definitely you're going with Jacksonville here. Philadelphia and Las Vegas. This game, Philadelphia is an 11-point favorite. I'm not going to dismiss Las Vegas, though. I'd like to analyze this team a little bit, if we could. The matchups, Las Vegas has some good players, actually. The running back's not bad. They have that great linebacker, Devin White, but they're a little weak at safety, looks like. And also there's cornerbacks. But, you have a good game plan. You never know. So I'm going to go on a limb, and I'm taking the Raiders to pull out the upset here, 20-17. My gut is also telling me the Raiders can win this game. We will see on Sunday. Hey, that's the way football is, folks. It's a waiting game most of the time. Geno Smith's not a bad QB if he's playing. I'm not 100%. I believe so. Let me see where we're at. Okay, times are running. So I'm going with the Raiders here, 20-17 over the Eagles. Washington and the Giants. This is an interesting game, even though, despite the records, because the Giants are getting Jackson Dart back. Washington, I don't think Jalen Daniels is coming back, so this is a real test for these two teams. So actually, this game is one to see if you're able to watch it. But Giants still to win. Buffalo, New England. I am definitely taking Buffalo. They have been on a roll lately. I think they're good enough now. They're getting their legs behind them, their wheels. I expect the Bills to win this game. Yes, I do think the Bills will get revenge and beat New England here. Let's keep going. Los Angeles Chargers, Kansas City Chiefs. Kind of a tough one. But the Chargers, as long as they have Herbert in there, they're playing in Kansas City. I really was surprised that they kept Herbert in that game last night with the Eagles. I could not believe he was in there the whole game. Because there were times it did not look like he was able to hold on to the ball, I thought. And I thought that was because of his hand issue. But in spite of that, I still will take the Chargers to beat the Chiefs. Chiefs are almost eliminated here. Even though they're still in it. I'm not counting them officially out. But I think Los Angeles can win. I don't know if Herbert's still going to play, but probably. Baltimore, Cincinnati, I definitely have to take. Actually, Joe Burrow and the Bengals almost beat the Ravens. The Bills. I think they beat the Ravens already. But I'm taking Baltimore here. Cleveland, Chicago. Oh my goodness, time is running out. Cleveland, Chicago. We'll go with Chicago. Colts, Seattle. Phillip Rivers, wow, coming back. That's a tough one. Seattle. Tennessee, San Fran. We'll go San Fran. Carolina, New Orleans. We will take Carolina. Detroit, Los Angeles. Los Angeles. But that's a tough one. Detroit can definitely win. Here's your Super Bowl game. Right here. Green Bay and Denver. I'm going to say Denver ekes it out. But still a tough one. Minnesota and Dallas. Dallas still in it. Dallas to win. Miami, Pittsburgh. Miami has really come on a roll. And I think they will win Monday night over the Steelers. Folks, that's going to do it for this edition of Chillin' News. We're going to come back later and talk about more of the picture of the NFL playoffs coming up. But I think it's going to be very interesting. This is an interesting